Hi, I'm back again. So I think for some reason I lost my signal. So hopefully I'm back. We'll roll with it. So today is April 8th and it is time for the next companion spirit animal. So on Monday we pulled the next spirit animal, flamingo, which is embracing the in-between. And then for the first time in this series, the spirit animal flamingo wanted to begin immediately directly working with a companion spirit animal, and that is frog spirit. Frog spirit. And frog spirit is all about clearing out the clutter. So I've just shuffled the cards and we're going to pull yet another companion spirit animal, flamingo. Flamingo also wanted to work with yet another spirit animal companion to be pulled either yesterday or today. So I appreciate y'all bearing with me while I do my best to pay attention to what the spirit animals would like to do. Sometimes things are shifting and changing beyond the initial intention, so I appreciate y'all's patience with that. All right, so the spirit animal companion is Peacock Spirit. Oh, this is cool. So Peacock Spirit is all about letting it shine. Those beautiful peacock feathers, letting it shine. And I do see this beautiful radiance from the throat chakra of the peacock. So let's see what this message is here relative to flamingo, frog, and peacock. So embracing the in-between, clearing out the clutter, and letting it shine. So this seems pretty straightforward. So as we recognize and become more comfortable in the in-between, the places of uncertainty, the places of stretching outside the comfort zone, the places of the unknown, and as we clear out the clutter relative to the overthinking, the mental energy, the clearing out the physical space as well, the physical places as well in our home and environment, we will be able to have clarity, more clarity of expression. So we will be able to have more clarity of expression relative to discerning our path, our purpose, our desires, our goals, our intentions, and we will be able to move into voicing those things unapologetically and determining and continuing to discern and determine what's in alignment and what's not with our voice, with our intention, with our way of expressing as we move through this world as souls having human experiences. So this is how the three of these beauties would like to work together. So let's just get a sense of, how long the three of them would like to work together. So flamingo is embracing the in-between of the unknown. Frog spirit is clearing out the clutter. Clearing out the clutter. And peacock is letting it shine, letting it shine. there's any other messages. Nope, not really. So I am getting the message that the three of these animals want to work together. Spirit animals want to work together, at least for the next 7 or 8 days. And towards the end of that time frame together is really when Peacock wants to encourage us to really move into action on expressing our voice, our unique song, our unique gifts, our way of moving through the world in our unique expression. So Peacock is in the background right now for the first part of this week as a cheerleader, kind of in the stands, cheering us on as we're out on the field with Flamingo and Frog Spirit, just kind of working through some of that uncertainty, and maybe it feels a little bit uncomfortable stepping outside comfort zones and moving from, certainty towards uncertainty. So, as we're stepping into new normals in this new, getting further and further into this year of the fire horse, we're stepping into these new normals and new definitions, and we're moving through some discomfort with that. We're shedding the discomfort. We're aware of what's happening. That's the intention that we've set. We're aware of what's happening, but we're just like shedding that uncertainty. So that's the embracing that in between, that transition, that in between of letting go of like the doubts and uncertainty of, is this really the way that I really now want to self-identify, or is this really feeling like the right new definition, new framework, new narrative for myself? And if not, we'll discern, accordingly and pivot accordingly. But it's like there's no turning back at this point. We know that we've shed what really doesn't work. We know what doesn't work, but sometimes there's just, because it's new, because we've defined ourselves in such a particular way, that carried a lot of false narratives that weren't true of ourselves, that weren't truly aligned. The remembrance actually of our true selves that we're stepping into feels new. So we're just getting accustomed to that, and and that's where Flamingo today, now going forward, wants us to embrace that in between of like, okay, I know what I don't, I know how I don't want to be defined. I know what my old narrative was. Here's the new one that I've set up, the new one that I believe in, but it still feels a little uncertain. So embracing that process, clearing out the clutter of the overthinking, the mental energy, the effortful energy that does interfere with that sort of clear pathway to our innate inner expansive consciousness wisdom that is carried within us at all times, that we are in the process of remembering. And also remembering that energy signatures that can be carried in objects and things and in our environment can have an impact on our overall general energy fields of our aura and our human energy field. And so to not discount that, and to consider bringing into our lives those practices that can help kind of clear that energy. So some people will do like smudging, like with sage and cedar. You can look into like feng shui and see if that suits you, how you position objects in your space, in your physical space, and sometimes even the colors well, not sometimes, but colors themselves have an energy, frequency, and signature as well. And so considering how those colors feel. And sometimes also it doesn't necessarily need to be complicated, right? Like if there is, if you just resonate with something, if you have a vibe or you just really enjoy something, like for me, I've always loved purple, the color purple. I've always been drawn to it. So as I grew up, I, looked into more about what the color purple means in different contexts. And then obviously there's that movie, but I'm talking more about the literal color. And that's a high vibrational frequency color. So I found that to be interesting. I'm also drawn to blues and greens and teal colors. And I'm drawn to natural materials like natural wood and stuff like that. So, that can be a place to begin, like that intuitive gut feeling about what you really like, and what kinds of things you enjoy having around you. And then be curious about it and see if there's information out there that provides some insight for you as to why you might be drawn to that or not. And so, yeah, being just bringing that into the conscious awareness of how you set up your environment as well. And remember that even just simply moving furniture around can help loosen up stagnant energy. And an exercise that you can try, this is a technique that my teacher taught me relative to helping to clear out-of-date energy out of spaces and places. Just like a drain in a tub, imagine that being in the center of the floor of the room that you are working on. And just imagine a drain in the middle and just intend, everything begins with a thought. So just intend that any outdated energy, any energy that is no longer in alignment with this place and space, on whatever day you happen to be doing this. So today would be Wednesday, April 8th. Just intend for that outdated energy to just drain down that drain pipe that you have created in your imagination. And if you can bring it into an image in your mind's eye, just watch it drain down to the center of the earth. And as always, Mama Earth is so welcoming for any of those outdated energies. Mother Earth transmutes that energy, transforms it into energy that is useful, supportive, healthy, that can help us to ground and stabilize ourselves, our energy field and ourselves as we continue on our healing journey. All right, so today, Wednesday, April 8th, we have pulled Peacock Spirit. Let it shine. Let your voice shine. Let your voice shine. Sing your unique song. Express your unique self as the unique expression of the collective divine consciousness that you are. As we work with Frog Spirit, clearing out the clutter of mental energy and doubt, overthinking, clearing out the energy in our environment, and embracing the in-between with Flamingo Spirit as we get further into this year of the Fire Horse, the Chinese New Year of the Fire Horse. Embracing the in-between of that adjustment period, that learning curve adjustment period to remembrance of who we truly are now that we've let go and shed all the things that we know no longer serve us. We are stepping into the new normals, the new magic, the new narratives, the new frameworks of ourselves, new definitions, and sometimes, and actually those new frameworks are really a remembrance of who we truly are, so they're really not new at all. It just feels new because we've not been present in that remembrance much, for the most part, for most of us. So And the three of these beautiful animals would love to work together with us for the next 8 days. So for the next 8 days. So on Thursday next week, we will pull a new Spirit Animal Oracle card. All right, thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night. Until next time.